There's a lot of really terrible information out there about twin flames, so I'm just gonna call out a few that I've noticed people commonly mistake for what they think is a twin flame relationship. 1. People think twin flame relationships are toxic. This is a tricky one because while you're triggered by your counterpart in various ways, you do see the worst sides of each other, but you will never go through abuse with a true twin flame. If you're in a narcissistic relationship, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you're in screaming arguments or going through emotional abuse, anything like this, it's not a twin flame relationship. The arguing and the things that are said between twin flames can be painful and challenging. Everything that's happening between you and your counterpart for true twin flames is to show you a reflection of what needs to be healed within yourself. But again, I cannot stress the importance of it is not a toxic relationship. It's not an abusive relationship. Your twin flame is not a narcissist if they're a true twin flame. If you're experiencing anything like that, I would highly recommend you look into a karmic partner. That does not negate the pain you will feel in your twin flame relationship. Twin flame relationships are not trauma bonds. That goes into these relationships are not abusive. What you are dealing with is an avoidant attachment style and an anxious attachment style. Generally. Sometimes you get two avoidants. There are so few twin flames out there. Some people say there's 120,000 of us. Other people say 24,000. In a world this big, there are very, very few of us. So you're probably not in a twin flame relationship if all of the other slew of things that I talk about are not happening to you on this journey. So I would just be very mindful if you're going to label someone as your twin flame. You want to make sure you're absolutely positive that's what that is and that you're not actually in a toxic relationship. 2, this is not a cult. I do not want to be your leader. Any true divine will not want to be your leader. We want you to be your own leader. When you get sick on the twin flame journey, this would not be caused from a dysregulated nervous system from being with someone who is toxic to you or who is not good for you. Usually the symptoms we experience are while we're in separation, weeks before we come into contact with. And for the sickness that does happen when you come into contact with your twin, it's usually at the first message before anything is really triggered. It's like that shock moment, or within like the first day of talking. My personal take on that one, I'm sure other people will have their own opinions. The last thing I'm going to touch on is this journey is not about your counterpart, your divine counterpart, your twin. This journey is about you. It's a journey for you to come home to you. When you do come into union with your divine, that's like an extra blessing on top of a cake that you've already perfected, which is you. You are the base, you are the foundation. You are your own whole. There are plenty of beautiful things that come with the relationship. There's a lot of magic. None of that matters if you don't have you first. It's like you can't take care of other people without filling your own cup first. And this is something that every twin flame has to learn on this journey, otherwise they do not become a divine. This is the most important part. Your own healing and your own success and your own everything in your life on your own first. Worrying about the third parties, worrying about what they're doing, their actions, whatever about them, get rid of it. Don't think about it. I mean, don't get rid of it, but just what's out of your hands should be out of your heart. If you think you're a twin flame and you're obsessed with your person and that's what you're focused on, I'm here to tell you, you need to shift your focus, shift your priorities.